Holy Land Lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome to another installment of Disco Elysium. It is currently Saturday, April 1st, and hopefully the only jokes today are the ones written into the game. I haven't seen anything like too bad in the realm of the internet forging lies. But Cotillion pointed out to me that Magic the Gathering Arena, which I used to stream, had like a login bonus where they give you a card back that made it look like your cards had all been damaged from being shuffled too much without sleeves on, which is kind of funny. And I saw like a couple other like minor things along those lines. I think the concept of April Fool's Day is generally less appealing to trolls on weekends. I don't know if that's true, but I get that impression. It feels like it's easier to trick people on weekdays. And like also people are like maybe a little less on social media over the weekends because they're actually doing stuff, but like I don't know. I don't know if any of that matters. Just stating for the record, yeah, nothing planned for today. But hope nobody got by anything nasty. Hi to Volpixie and Neko, and of course Demolition and Jam Platts, who've already been hanging out. Let's get to the game relatively quickly. When I was going back over the footage to export and then post this for YouTube, I was more aware of the pace of this game, and I think some of it is, me having input and talking about the game and planning how to do stuff or whatever. But there's definitely like a deliberate nature to the pace of this game, I think, where just having a conversation, you'll get interjections from like 5 voices in your head. And so like one brief exchange of dialogue can take quite a while that way, but like it doesn't feel that long because the dialogue is really well written and everything so far at least has been interesting. Now, I don't know almost anything about the game beyond what we've already experienced together. So I guess we'll summarize that briefly. I woke up with no memory of not just who I am, like amnesia would lead one to do, but also kind of no recollection of how much of the universe works. I am some currently nameless fellow who appears to be just like a really down on his luck police detective who's like on the verge of losing his grip on reality. To the extent that upon waking up with no memory of who we are, we're hearing the voices in our head of various elements of our personality and skill set. We went downstairs in the hotel where we're currently staying and found that we've been joined by a detective from another precinct to solve a murder case that we know basically nothing about. Everyone was really upset when they found out that I've been at this hotel for multiple days and haven't examined or taken down the body, which is hanging from a tree in the backyard. Very cool, chill stuff. Toward the end of the stream, we attempted to go examine that body, found that it's not exactly being guarded by them, but there's 2 rowdy young people out there throwing rocks at the body and just generally being some of the worst people I can imagine. And we cheated fate a little bit to make sure that we punched one of them, because frankly, they're just like really nasty folks, and I'm not here for it. And yeah, we tried to take a close look at the body. I don't think we actually settled on how to get the body down. Does anyone remember exactly what we were doing at the end of the last stream? Because like, I think we had like examined most of our options on how to deal with the body. Kim tried to shoot it down, and that didn't work. Kim is our partner from the other precinct, and it left us with little to consider other than to like get people of whom we suspect the crime. Is that grammar? I don't think that's grammar. We're gonna get some suspicious people to help move the body, which seems like a bad plan, but we didn't have much else to consider. We did get like a skill level up right toward the end of the stream, I think, and I have no idea what to put it in, and I didn't consider it at all in the past week because I've been busy setting up for tomorrow's stream, which is the other order of business to attend to. If you weren't around last night and you haven't been on the Discord, you may have missed my fairly last-minute announcement that because I am not streaming next Saturday, I decided that I would do a bonus stream tomorrow. Normally, my sister streams Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific, and instead, I will be doing that in order to offset some Easter time I'm spending with the family, which will preempt one of our normal stream times. What will we be playing? Well, I think I'm comfortable saying that we will be playing Slay the Spire, but we won't just be playing Slay the Spire. How about we punch Kuno again? I don't remember if I don't know if I remember which save file will make that work. But yes, I too am glad we punched him. I know he's a kid, and I should feel bad about it, but they really wrote him to be like one of the nastiest people, like, ever. Like, I really don't feel bad about it. Like, holy crap. Like, what a horrible character Kuno is. I think that covers everything. So, yeah, basically, to summarize, we gotta get that body down. I think then we could properly start our murder investigation. We did a lot of, like, trying to get our bearings before that, but largely that took a lot of the last stream. Next week I'm streaming Friday, but not Saturday. Tomorrow, Sunday, when I don't normally stream, bonus stream. Cool. We got all of that? Great. Let me just, like, adjust the volume again. And then I think continue does what I want, but let's find out together. This work is tough. Take breaks. Talk to strangers. Explore. I'm really glad that that OBS doesn't capture the fact that this game keeps freaking out trying to load new scenes. Like, really has a fit. Okay, so what was the thing that allowed me to invest skills? Let's take a let's take a little recap of all the stuff in our journal. Oh yeah, we're gonna get Kim to tell us about the case like after we dealt with the body. I'm probably gonna forget to do that. We want to find the rest of the armor because the body hanging from the tree has a pair of like armored boots that are like fused to the body through gross corpse means. Very exciting stuff. We do have to get the body down. Somehow make it so that bloated corpse isn't up there anymore. Shoot it down or ask for help. Do something. You're a cop. That's so perfectly written. I have no notes. Pay for damages. Probably not doing that. Track down my badge. Yeah, I mean, it'd be pretty good if I tracked down my badge and also my gun, which is at the bottom of the list. Unclear how you should go about finding a tiny piece of plastic in a world as huge as this. Maybe you'll just stumble across it. Miracles happen. That does not sound promising. The victim's tattoos are something of a lead. Yeah, it's true. Kim did take a photo with his like weird steampunk camera, so we do have that as like a reference. We have to figure out who called in the crime because the person, the two people we had reason to suspect, have both said that they didn't do it. Like, it updated the fact that we like called one of the people and confirmed that she didn't do it, and then the update is keep searching for the color despite lacking any obvious leads. We did agree that we weren't so honorable that we could get the boots off the dead man. Yeah, I mean, that's like mostly everything. Let's take a look at... here's us. Here's our outfit. We're wearing just the largest gloves I've ever seen in my life. They might as well be armor in and of themselves. This is my think about stuff. Oh, I thought we finished Hobocop. We're still working on that. My bad. For some reason, I thought we were finished with that. And here's the level up. Is the Yu-Gi-Oh card field. So... do we have any suggestions on what to do? I say highlighting suggestion, which is already our key skill. I think if there's not an obvious thing to do, then perhaps I should wait until I have a sense that I want a skill. Now, I think there's something of like a cheesy strategy you can employ in this game where I think when you level up a skill, it resets your ability to try completing skills or skill checks that require that skill. So, like, I could wait until I, like, fail a check and then try again with a better chance to do it. I don't immediately think that there's something I feel like I need boosted. Maybe I'm silly? Well, I'm pretty much confirmed silly. Hey, what to doing? God, it's already, like, 11:36 a.m. I feel like a lot of time probably passed while I was checking all those notes. You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing, just
You
an
have
observation.
a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
Tell me more with your observational
I
skills.
hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
That feels like a weird trait for police officers living in a certain area to share.
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
I could have saved this, but that's funny. Really? Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
I guess as we failed to check when we tried to get the body down, didn't we? Hang on. Isn't there something... Is it in the journal we can use to figure out what things I've failed? It's the mirror. It's the footprints. I don't know that I specifically did. It's not on my map of things to retry. I mean, I'll say that I didn't try to shoot the body down myself. I don't know what skill that is specifically. I think I might still be able to try that. Which would... I mean, okay, let me put it this way. If trying to shoot the body down isn't too good for Kim Kisturagi, then it's probably worth me trying it, I think. That's my interpretation of facts. So let's drop this. It's true, dexterity
is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and...
Yes, we do.
So yeah, like dexterity is our second worst stat as a broad category. True. But I'm still gonna do it because like it's better than relying on the possible criminals. Like I feel like the only options realistically available to me, unless there's something I could go out and find by exploring the world randomly, which seems pretty unreliable. I believe Kim said you might compromise the examination if you miss and hit the body. That sounds like a thing Kim would say. But But, like, aren't we compromising the examination also by letting the possible culprits take the body down? Like, I feel like we just have two bad options. I think my interpretation is... if Kim is willing to do it, I am willing to try it. And also, I feel like my character would have an undue amount of confidence in his ability to do this, and thus it feels appropriate. Now, I guess we could... I mean, we could do, like, a save to be sure. Quick save? Do I have a quick load? Quick save is F5. But how would I load it? It just, like, goes into the load. It's auto-save. And then I quick save. And then if I... just getting the land. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that works pretty much the way I expected. Okay, that's good to know. But,
yes.
like, I feel like... no, I'm supposed to click the body. I feel like I'm gonna shoot it.
The man before you is naked, but...
Yes, we do. It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
He pauses, shrugs, and proceeds to load the pistol. Hey, sniper. You haven't missed much. I've been waffling over how to handle this situation between bad options. I'm gonna try and shoot at it.
I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
I only have one gun. This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Just, why did they make these characters so terrible?
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
So... Feel the weight first seems appropriate. Yeah, right, use gun on Kuno. I mean, look, that one's like 100% a crime. But I feel like you gotta weigh the option.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
Kuno is silent. Aggression gathers in the air. The trigger feels delicate and ready to break under your finger. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
See, it sounds like I know what I'm doing. Watch me. Hey, everyone, check this out.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Hand-eye coordination. It's challenging at 12. My skill is 2. I need to roll a 10 or better. Oh, wait. Wait, there's literally an option to do this? I mean, I'm sure I can't shoot him. That feels like a way to end the game really quickly, probably. Part of me wonders if closing my left eye gives me some circumstance bonus, but I'm skeptical. I think I just... Well, it probably costs nothing.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, slick, with the falling rain. The corpse slowly rotates.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
I didn't succeed.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude.
Yeah, this didn't
from the
go
skin.
great.
No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry. I knew it. What a mulko.
Is something wrong with your weapon, Lieutenant? It keeps missing.
The armistice is sufficiently precise, officer, especially at close range.
It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot. It's your pig hands.
Pigs don't have hands. They have, like, fucking hooves or something.
Kuno
God,
has hands.
I have to
Kuno
tell you,
can
I
shoot that
really
pig
can't
down
wait
for
to
you.
be out of the part of the game where I have to interact with these characters. I mean, if they're gonna make me deal with them for a long time, I'm gonna take the next opportunity to point a gun at them. Let me tell you that, though. Let me tell you. Oh my god. Why is this... Why is this an option? I think it's definitely this one. Look, if I can't shoot him down, no one will.
Cop's bitter because he fucked that corpse up, Kuno. What a fucking good pillar.
We still need to get him down somehow. The
But
bad
how?
way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
How do we get inside the harbor?
From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
To the gates. Let's fight, I say.
Let's get to it. So how do I find to there? Did I look at this? What's happening over here? I don't think I looked at this. It feels important. Nah, just kidding. It's just the letter R. It's just the letter R. This episode is brought to you by the letter R. Oh, hang on. I'm having a thought.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershaw. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting.
So sorry, what am I doing?
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair.
What do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How's that going for me?
Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you.
What's in the wet?
Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinaise, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky.
Who are you, ghosts?
The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there?
I'm having a really weird existential time just walking out into the street.
No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinaise every day.
And run my fingers through my dampened hair.
Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
You ask yourself, why did I wear my disco blazer today of all days? Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the answer to that is, we literally possess no other clothes than this outfit that we are wearing right now. I could go through this really in-depth it's a normal reaction after having to talk to Kuno for that long. You know, that actually makes sense, Kronos. Like, I feel like you should have an existential crisis after realizing a person as horrible as Kuno exists. It's like, what does it all mean? I'll tell you, I'll do one more of these, just out of sheer curiosity, but I feel like I'm not actually gonna get, I think it's just like poetry happening.
Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play.
How do you write this game?
A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath the feet of a dead man. He swings from a tree, a gaping hole in his bare, rotting chest.
It's probably, like, slightly different than what would happen if I hadn't shot him. Or maybe Shiver's only trigger here, if you have shot him. As long. Is one of these going to tell me how I get to where I need to go? Maybe I just ask him.
The gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide.
Let me shake my shoulders. Go on, brush your shoulders off.
You shudder, looking down at your feet. Dirty rainwater runs veins into the plaza's snow. 2 green snakeskin shoes stand at attention on the mosaic paving of the plaza.
Okay, I'm sorry, what's below?
Collapsed storm drains, old sewage systems flooded with rainwater. Hidden weapon caches from the revolution. Doors leading down to Le Royaume. The catacombs to which, for 3 centuries, they delivered the blue-blooded dead.
Okay, I think I'm good here.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
Okay, I don't know what that means. I should ask Kim to tell me about the case.
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
If, literally anything. I can't remember anything at all.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
Brief. Yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, The RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Do we know who the victim is?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
But why hide?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
So I just want to make sure there's no misunderstanding here. So, like, the two of us, we're here to, like find the killer, yeah?
That's right.
I got points for that. Why is this interdepartmental?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
Go on.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
Tell me about
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
it. Which kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality.
Basically.
So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
So this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you,
Cop off.
I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Hey, that's weird. That's the same superlative I got in my high school yearbook.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
I wonder what this says about me. There can only be one conclusion. I am the finest, a case-solving machine sent to outperform you in every way imaginable. I must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message? Don't be scared, but I think I might have supernatural abilities. I probably have an unbelievable kill count. I'm gonna leave that unspecified. I feel like it's like the first one.
A good joke.
He does not actually think it was a good joke.
It's a poor joke, but we could use a good-mannered cop-off. Yes, a joke. In truth, I will only moderately humiliate and outperform you. A joke, of course. Rest assured I have no intention to compete with you. Of course it's a joke. Look at me. How can I compete with you? You probably have a ton of cases solved. I think the second one. Probably only like a little bit humiliating.
Oh, you will? Then I will help you to do so. Now,
Still, against his better judgment, this made him think just a little bit less of you.
was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If
No,
not,
I'm good.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Wholly
He's
pointless.
actually glad it's addressed now.
Oh no. It's a white check. Why did the 41st send me? Sure. This will definitely work. Logic is like essentially my worst possible skill.
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
That makes sense. That sounds good.
If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant waiting.
I mean, I could level up logic. That seems like a waste of my time. I'd like to talk about...
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Open up a little.
If you insist. What do you want to know?
Purely hypothetical. Do you ever, like, talk to yourself? And I don't just mean, like, speak out loud, but, like, do you ever, I don't know, have, like, entire conversations with, like, multiple voices in your head with unique, distinct perspectives and skills? Does that ever happen to you?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have, like, conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, you're saying your brain never just, like, chimes in with, like, advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
But how does the notebook talk to you?
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages.
Castlearg, like the classic TV sitcom Herman's Head. I mean, yeah, you could argue that's basically what this game is for sure. But to call that a classic TV sitcom is obviously a goof. Ask him if he talks to his tie. Ooh, can I?
That's where his conversations with himself take place. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Pretty sure electrochemistry is my least favorite skill. But we'll find out in due time. Hello, anime. Welcome. You haven't, those just joining us haven't missed much. We picked up from last week trying to get the body down. I tried to shoot it down myself. Obviously failed, and now we're going to go try and, like, talk our way into the dock district to get someone to help that happen. Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Please?
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall.
What can I do about it?
Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he could wreak. Fortunately, he is a committed officer of the RCM. He'll only use his powers for the good of the investigation. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Hey, music, what are you up to?
Good. Let's change this.
Okay, it calmed down. I don't know what that was. That was very frightening. Okay, so that's the cafeteria. This is like a newsstand, I'm guessing. Most able-bodied men. This issue has a top 10 list. Oh no, they're much hunkier than you. I'm sorry, am I Date all of a sudden? I have all these thoughts I can't click on. You shouldn't feel threatened by handsome men. Don't be silly. Hang on. I thought there was one more. Jump Jams, a popular music mag. Is it the 90s again? I feel like authoritative eyebrows are how The Rock got his start, aren't they? Is this the Freet? Oh, this is the Freet. I don't know why it's sick. Oh, it's gonna have a struggle. How's everyone doing? Are we enjoying the game? I know people sort of like vibe into it. Let me know if I'm ruining your good time. Oh, look how cool this person is. Holy crap. Roses. Melancholy pop song. I need to talk to this
Welcome
person.
to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of two girls
This
kissing.
is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
No. Oh no. The second option is worrying. I approve of this. Very futuristic. Tap on girls kissing. Stupid famous people. Say that
Yeah.
one.
They're kind of boring, but, you know.
Tell me more about the Frit.
I don't know. Frit?
Why is it written with 3 T's? That is an unusual number of T's.
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
I have some questions.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but
Can you tell me more about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so
Do you know the man who died?
not really.
Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Any thoughts on what happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good here.
Uh-huh.
I'm supposed to buy... Wait, I can't buy a raincoat because I have like 60 cents or something. Autosave.
Yes?
Yeah, I guess we have to do this later, probably. I don't know how I'm going to get money. Especially if Sweetie can't ask for money. But I think that's probably the right call. What's going on over here? Glorious fuel is probably stored here. Now they store booze. Could have tried stealing. How would I do such a thing? Literally, what skill would that be?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man of his size. What's going on?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
Broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
No. I don't want that.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work!
He has a very commanding voice.
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Got some questions.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you!
Well, I mean, those weren't the types of questions I was, like, gonna ask or anything.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
Okay.
So do we, Scott.
This character's name is Call Me Mañana? Sure. You know, I do want to get into the harbor too. Maybe that's my way to do it. Is just be like, yeah, I'll side with these guys who want to get in, but they're strike breakers, which like isn't great. I'll get some more information first. So just to be totally clear, like, what's your goal?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you were unable to breach the entrance.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Head measure?
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him.
How bad could the one guy be? You seem pretty tough.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
I'm certain I'll regret asking this, but why don't you, like, speak with them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
That's a point of view.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
I mean, I do want to get into the harbor. That's a statement of fact.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss?
I feel like I'm more likely to say the first one. There's like a murder. I'm working on it.
I know nothing about a murder.
I don't like the way you said that.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Nothing you say?
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
That's not my department.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
I feel like I'm not gonna get much information, but I suppose I'll ask him who the people are who are gathered, in case that's relevant.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
Uh-oh.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
I'm just gonna leave now. I gotta do like a save. I want to talk to this man. Actually, what I want to do is like heal my morale because I had a rough time investigating that corpse. Can I talk to this guy and not die?
Scab?
Okay.
What did he just call you?
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
Now, listen. Sometimes it may be warranted to have someone express their nastiness by using a bad word. It's not my favorite. There are occasions in narrative storytelling where that's appropriate. There are a lot of uses of some, like, not great words in this, huh? I mean, they, like, censor them, but, like, I'm not that stupid. I mean, factually, I am not a scab. I am a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab.
I don't know how to interpret
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
that. He chuckles, then
Speaking
realizes.
of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Oh my god, I can ask this guy for money? That sounds like a horrible idea. We start with 1 and then consider moving to 2, maybe.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
It's actually super easy. It's barely an inconvenience.
I don't believe you. Post L'Aventurier said the same thing. They tried to get me to be their postman. So fun, so easy, they said. It's just walking. It wasn't. I'm doing much better here at the harbor. Being an honest union man with a lot of free time on his hands.
Hey, you got a lot of free time. Maybe wanna, like, help me, like, move a dead body?
Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, sorry. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else from the union can render assistance.
Can I go ask?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
So I just walk in? And just not simply walk into Mordor.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him,
Right.
then press the button to unlock the door,
Uh-huh.
then go past him again,
Okay.
and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
You know, for some reason, I don't think it's actually as easy as you described.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation.
I mean, that's almost definitely not happening. I suspect. I mean, my physicality stats, like, reasonable, but he's very big.
Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Anyone here ever, beat him in a physical contest that doesn't involve me becoming some sort of supremacist?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
How about that thing I don't want to do?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Overly heroic. I don't feel like I understand the implication of this. The philosophy has proven overly heroic, not enough intuition. That might as well be in another language. Another
Sure.
thing. Can I have some money?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
This is hand-eye coordination again. Oh, I actually have, like, a not extremely terrible chance? He's probably gonna, like, hit me, though, right? I've seen the film Hidalgo.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Thanks!
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to... You know, the Winter's
For some reason I thought he was gonna say the word protesters.
Still better than scabbing, though.
I gotta say, I mean, this guy is indirectly blocking me from what I want to do. I generally am inclined to like him. I mean, I feel like the Union interests are more noble in their pursuits, and also the guy down there shouting is, like, not my favorite genre of person. Tell me more about the Union struggles.
Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike, though.
Every little bit helps.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs.
Yeah, tell me more about your troubles.
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
That's fun. I like that. I like that prompt by suggestion of like, yeah, you gotta read on this guy. He like wants to be your pal. That's the sort of thing I like about this game so far. Cool. Well, now I got like 2 skill points, right? Any nominations on what to do? I mean, maybe I could go and see what types of skill checks I need to deal with Senor having no trouble at all because he's very big. I have a new thing in my inventory? What's in my inventory? Flashlight, the crowbar, and the chain cutters. Like I already had those. It may just have updated as new when I had to give back the gun after failing that task miserably. So that was cool. I earned like $1. I'll just save over this. Yeah, I leveled up at some point during the conversation. Being as hard as we can into Hobocop. How's that going? 85%? Sure, okay. Wait, do you put skills in thoughts? Is that how thoughts work? I'm like really concerned about talking to this man. I feel like I'm going to die. What's going on over here? In case of strike, press button behind guard. Hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. Hang on, I'm having a thought. There's no lock picking or door kicking this one. Darn. Yeah, I don't feel good about coming over here. Hi, friend.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
I don't think you know what that means, Measurehead's babe.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's size him up first. I feel authoritative.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
Oh, cool, he's letting me look at his
It
morphophysiology.
must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
I feel like you put the wrong emphasis on several of those syllables. About your chest and still say nothing, huh? Yeah, I think I like it. I think I like my idiot character trying to posture here.
What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic, and you feel your blood pressure rise.
Very interesting. So that was like a hidden skill check. Game did not indicate what skill I might need or what the difficulty was. By taking that action, I simply automatically attempted it and failed narrowly. I have to say, I haven't done like too terribly many skill checks, and maybe it's just that these early skill checks are tending to be more towards stuff I don't have a lot of skill points in, but like, this should be a stat that I have some points in. I feel like I'm missing a lot of things narrowly. Like, maybe they're just like, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that just yet. Trying to see me beat this guy up. I mean, there's a reason I saved.
Stop it. You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend.
Okay.
This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a
does.
stronger maternal instinct. but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
Does everyone have like a really annoying crony in this game? My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the harbor.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to all rule.
His face contorts in disgust as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
I like this one. I mean, I could ask him what Al Ghul is. I feel like that will make me appear weak. 2 is kind of funny. But I feel like the thing I want to say is, you're right, I'm an alcoholic and I need that dead body to no longer be in the tree.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
I don't ever tell this guy he sounds like he could be one of the voices in my head that I, like, don't particularly
Show him
like.
the ham still got it.
I mean, I got a pretty high authority score. I'm gonna try and posture in a way that does not seem likely to work.
Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
I mean, I don't appreciate this guy just calling me out in front of all the people watching my stream, but that is pretty much an accurate description. I am obsessed with sadness and frivolous pop culture.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
I will not be superseded, and don't call me babe.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
I'm torn here. There's a part of me that, like, really actually wants to take this guy in, like, a physical confrontation. I just wish I knew what skill it was, because I'd put a point in it. And I feel like that's, like, push him out of the way. I feel like I have a better chance, in theory, of, like, just convincing him to help me get the body out of the tree, except, like, I don't think he's actually the type to listen at all. Like, I have skills in that, but, like, I think he's more, like, I don't know. I mean, neither one. He doesn't seem particularly susceptible to either strategy. But, like, I feel like my authority letting me take a step closer, and then, like, things triggering off me being relatively close to the button suggests, like, there's a chance I could do this. You can't be that much stronger than Kuno, which is an insanely funny sentence. Being like a 12-year-old boy or whatever. And he flattened him. But we also, like, save scummed. Now, I did save again, so, you know, there's that. I don't want to rely too heavily on safe scumming, but I am not against it. Chat seems to have woken up today and chosen violence, and I am leaning towards that. I just feel like the consequences of my actions are going to be unpleasant.
That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
He's going to harm me now.
Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you.
I appreciate that perspective, Castelark. You're not safe scumming, you just want to see all the content without replaying the game. You know, there are times in which that's legitimately true. I feel as though I may be safe scumming.
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage.
Oh.
Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Well, of the characters we've met, we're about 2 for 2 unlikable and hateable. There's not a lot of middle ground, huh?
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard.
I feel like that's...
No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Ah, shoot. I mean... God, I wish it wasn't conceptualization. Isn't that one of my, like, absolute worst skills? I can retry... I assume I can't retry... Ooh! This is interesting. This is very interesting to me. I assume that I'm specifically getting the -1 because my key skill doesn't want to do it. I don't know if it's just passing the suggestion, like, gives me the -1 because I get this prompt. Like, that could be the case. But it would be really interesting to me if like, you act in a way that's, like, opposing your key skill makes it harder to do the thing. I hadn't considered something like that in the game. I mean, again, I'm torn. Chat really wants violence, but I built this character to try and like just persuade people. This is really the first chance I've had to try. It's annoying that it's not like an emotionally based skill. Kronos says that may be the game telling us it's a bad idea. Frankly, Kronos, they're both bad ideas. The thing I want to do is, like, more likely to work. Yeah, like, I'm inclined to agree with that, Kronos. Like, so, our character is, like, not weak, but it's not persuading him, it's adopting his views. I mean, like, I don't have a way to know this for sure. My assumption would be that I'm convincing him that I'm adopting the views. I mean, it's a suggestion skill, and, like, that's kind of what suggestion is about. Is, like... It's not outright deception, but it's, like, manipulating people. Is, like, convincing people of what you want them to, in a sense. I mean, it really boils down to choice primarily of, like, physical or non-physical, I think. But as Kronos points out, we tried to shove him, and he ignored it. It's like hitting a Diglett with Thundershock. It just did nothing. I'm gonna try this. It's not... Okay, you're getting really pedantic with me, Neko. It's not suggestion, it's conceptualization. Yes, literally true. But, like, suggestion is telling me what to do. I chose suggestion as my key skill for a reason. So, like, I still feel like I'm following the tenet of suggestion by doing this. I think. I mean, like, here's the thing. If I try this and I succeed, and then I would find myself in a position to go through the rest of the game being a racist, then, like, yeah, I'm gonna save scum, like, 1,000,000%, because I will not tolerate that. That sounds miserable. But suggestion told me to do it, and suggestion is, like, the thing I want to do.
Go ahead. Don't
I still failed.
Just ask for race secrets.
I will not say anything.
That's understandable. Jean-Luc Measurehead is a sage and an intellectual giant of race theory. Who are you, handmaiden of Al Ghul?
It's possible I don't like conceptualization either. Alright, I guess I'll try to knock him out. There's just really no way that this is this is just not good. Is he gonna kill me outright?
Happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
I'm a cop.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain as he's twisting it more and more.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
No, I still think I'm not doing
Your
that.
hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you. Still you press the words out of your swollen mouth.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree situation. There must be another way. I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that Hulk.
I'm just fighting bad unsavory ideologies. Look, I was trying to assert my dominance.
We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
I can't promise that. I'm probably gonna fight him again.
The lieutenant groans, but doesn't say anything. That's right. You should do it again. It's the last thing you'll be expecting.
So, I need to check map. Just make sure I have the right skill for this. I need physical instrument. Okay, I can do physical instrument. Accept and close.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Suggestion is still against it, but volition says to do it. I didn't succeed again. I think I died. I think I'm dead now.
It has happened again. The Titan has your fist locked in his hand, and he's twisting it.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
I'm a cop. Okay, I think I died.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
I'm sure it's just heartburn. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Kronos. Like, if I outright die in the attempt, it's not save scumming. It's the only way to proceed with the story.
No, It's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse.
I got this.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack.
Oh, I got a headline.
Of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Oh, that's very generous. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and what I want is this save file. Load this one. GG. Yep. I would actually like some honest input. Like, how do people feel about taking a risky course of action and like dying to it? Like, is that against the spirit of the game? Like, I honestly did want to try and do that. Like, that wasn't me just like actually like min-maxing. And like, I could have like bowed down and like found another way around maybe, but like, I don't know. I like, there's some. This isn't how I would treat this in real life, but like, the characters in this game are so extreme that when there's like someone who's like so like toxically antagonistic, like I want to show them up in some way.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
I'm gonna listen to authority. I would love to like beat him via authority. Yeah, it's pretty weird that like that's kind of what I was saying before, Kronos. Like I will often complain, and I don't think you've been around for as many streams as some of the others in chat. Like I will often complain that I feel like I lose a lot of coin flips. Like I'm relatively unlucky in that way. But like I feel like in the playthrough of this game, I've failed almost every skill check, no matter the difficulty. Like, I had to, like, retry endurance on the body, like, I think the maximum number of times the game allows. And, like, by that point, my odds were, like, pretty good. And I feel like I still probably barely succeeded. I don't know. I feel a little weird about that, but let's just play this out. So, say nothing.
Oh, you with my... It must
Skip
be
his style.
frightening to stand.
Try again.
What is this? Androgynous.
Merely standing up makes you sweat.
Okay, failed that again. Even though my endurance is, like, pretty good.
This display.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
My body is
That
unimportant.
is precisely. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Valrul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can.
This time I'll clown a little to show
in my company
that I do not consider him a threat.
It's not good.
Is my breath so bad? Oh,
It's
sorry.
like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
Alright, fine. You got me. I'm an alcoholic, but I still gotta get that dead body down. If you could have used skill points first, you'd get higher odds of beating the check. That's true. I could... That one was endurance, right? That might have been good. I feel like I would really like to pass that check in particular. I don't know if that actually makes anything easier, but I feel like I would like to walk into this and not immediately have him not take me seriously. I feel like that would help somehow.
No, you don't.
Show him the ham still got it.
Actually, I think the ham sandwich tray still has it.
Willingly calling yourself a ham sandwich. How far the Occidental Haplogroup? You
Oh my God,
gave
please
the
stop.
word. You dominate. You will be.
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Try 3. I'm gonna try, you're right about this, now I need you to help me get the corpse down from the tree. I don't think it's likely to succeed. I'm pretty sure nothing else here will either.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history. Bring your troops.
It doesn't seem like a lot of these choices matter terribly.
He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Do you think there's any chance that one of these things that isn't a skill check will work? I have to assume no. He's just, like, openly hostile. I think I'm gonna stick with my level of prioritization here. I mean, again, if we pass this and then all of our dialogue is us being racist, like, I'm gonna save scum that super hard and not feel any shame about that. But, like, if this is what I would suspect this is, which is to simply convince him that I'm buying into his ideology so that it'll work with me, like, that's the way I would expect a character of this build to behave, and I feel like it is the thing that makes sense.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Measurehead, I am new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races there are.
Do you?
It's for the thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailorite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races, and the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on?
It's gonna be an unpleasant bit of dialogue, but again, I feel like this is the way to ingratiate yourself to him to get what you want, and then just leave. Just leave.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. Excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats.
Who exactly?
You know them by the names of their nation-states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Maun.
Oh, Cotillion. I hope you're doing well today.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture.
I don't know if the tassels are literal or figurative.
Has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously.
Sure, that's fine.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have type A race propensities. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
Strange thing to say.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum.
King Crimson, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Hope you're doing well. It's an odd time at this point in this particular game, but I hope you're enjoying. It's okay. Just say a bunch more words. I find it really difficult to listen to him because even when I know the words he's saying and they don't seem somewhat fictionalized, to avoid being outright actually racist, even though there's clearly some overtones. He emphasizes all the words weirdly, and it's just annoying to me.
As proven by the Mound and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagite are on the ascent.
Go on.
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
He falls silent, contemplating beauty and
The
mystery.
latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite superrace. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Not cool in the Empire. Type B.
They are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Koikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored people.
Oh, I don't want to ask
To
this.
an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen.
You know, I didn't think that I'd be attending his TED Talk.
Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries.
Yeah, you go ahead and it's a good snack break time, I think,
Cultural
Neko. That's fine. That's a
the
good
glad
opportunity for
people
that.
have undergone for drinking alcohol and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb and for eating potato. The Koiko, the countless micronationalities au grade, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
And the Vacholiers you mentioned?
The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Two mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Okay, the last one?
Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Yeah, let's not go into it.
It would be cruel to entertain ourselves with their deformities. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
Just a question. Now that I've heard you talk about all those things, did I do it?
You understand nothing.
Oh dear.
To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
Huh. I assume that ultimately I have to accept or decline the attempt to word the mystery. If I... Is there also another subtle choice here where I have to declare now that I want him to help me get the body down if that's what I want to do, rather than open the gate, which, like, creates a problem for the unionizers? It does feel to me as though perhaps there should be, like, another way to get in here than, like, an enormous gate, but I'm not an expert on the engineering of whatever district this is. Hi, Ice Bunny. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Since we got another couple people in here who weren't around at the start, I just wanted to mention again, not streaming next Saturday, so I can spend some extra time with the family on Easter weekend, but instead, I'm going to be doing a bonus stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific when my sister, Funny Godmother, is normally streaming. Zombie cops again. Yeah, you know. Guy said there's a side office. Yeah, I remember that he mentioned that, but like when I look at the door, the game suggests that there's no obvious way in, and I don't feel as though I've learned anything so far that would suggest a way for me to take that path. I'm gonna ask him.
We will see.
Fair
Access
enough.
to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way in, without becoming a race theoretician.
Am I mildly worried he might take it seriously? The lieutenant thinks. Yes, I am, he concludes. I am worried.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair from his perspective, but again, I feel like the purpose of doing this is not to, like, literally just choose to become a racist, but to trick the mountain of racism in front of me to do my bidding through indirect trickery.
You need to internalize what you have heard here today.
Oh, that
Then
sounds bad.
return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
That does sound bad. That sounds not good. -1 drama fooled by the absurdity. Everyone's in there, the whole race gang, plus some that you may have come up with yourself. The eye of this race Empyrean, vertigo reaching up to the heavens, you sense something drawing near. This sounds very much like literally just becoming a racist. And that would upset me, not just because racism is obviously, like, awful, but, like, I feel as though there should be a method of, like, persuasion that doesn't have to, like, I feel like there has to be a middle ground between sheer violence and sheer evil. Like, it's weird that there doesn't seem to be, like, an option that, like, a remotely reasonable person would take. Like, do I seem off base in this? Like, it feels weird that this early in the game we're painted into such a grotesque corner.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Middle ground was to talk to his higher-ups, to which the game offers no ability to succeed? Like, that doesn't seem like a middle ground. And I'm just gonna punch him. It obviously didn't work.
How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind, degenerate
Sure,
drunk.
I'll just, like, apparently there's
Say
no way to,
it.
like, out-authority
I
him
am
here, so I'll just say
good.
what he wants.
Now leave before you humiliate your homo.
So you always take the damage, huh?
organization any further.
I guess that makes sense. You just choose how to make the damage. I mean, at minimum, I would have to either stat point up or choose to become a racist for the rest of the game.
I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook. There must be some other way. Let's go see the yard again. It faces the other end of the harbor. We're done with Measurehead here. Let's think of something else.
I think one problem I have here... I mean, Chaz seems very insistent that, like, I am, like, foolish for not intuiting that I should somehow go into the hermetically sealed office, to which I have no clues even how to begin approaching that. And that would feel like a more viable option if I had even the remotest sense of how the geography of this area worked. But, like... I don't feel as though this area, or this portion of the game, is inviting in such a way that it feels like exploration is appropriate. Like, literally, I was even just, like, told where to go, and I, like, frankly don't understand where that is. To go to the other end of the harbor? Does he mean closer to the literal water?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
I have a lot of logistical questions about both how and why you would do this.
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane."
Alright, let me try to use a brain skill I have, like, absolutely no ability to pass.
What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many centuries ago?
You raise a point.
High above you, the king stands.
Humanox sounds like a company I shouldn't trust. Like they make food out of people or something. A little person I might be able to talk to.
A wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
I feel like I want to ask this strange woman if she's my grandma. I have questions. It's what I do.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her. Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. No, this one is a monster in disguise.
I wish I could ask you to tell me more. I don't know what to make of that. Guess I'm out of options again. Well, this is a gratifying experience for sure.
Yes?
I guess getting past the man ain't that simple after all. So, what now?
A thought. No, it's the lockpicking thing. I have nothing more to get from this guy either. It's pretty thorough in these conversations.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
You know what? Sure. Let's go. Let's do it. I have advice. I have skill points. I am demoralized by the game not presenting what feels like a reasonable way forward. Let's go.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Yeah, I still failed that, huh?
It has happened again. The time.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
Yeah, it seems like there's
The
no...
words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
Your hand twists in his grip and...
Good. Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
Please, stop doing this. You are making us look bad.
Admitting you have a drinking problem is the first step. It is the first step to solving the drinking problem, Castlearg. It is definitely not the first step in dealing with a 9-foot-tall man made out of iron or something. I don't know what to do. The game is not, like, signaling in a way that feels clear to me. Mineko says, like... Kim says something about, like, going to the ceiling of the whirling in rags. Yeah, but, like, it wasn't clear to me how to do that or what that accomplishes. He just, like, looked at the roof. Like, you can, like... We live in a world where you could just tell me that, but that's not the game. Like, what I would like for the game to do is to provide to me, like, options that feel reasonable. Like, let me, hi, hello. So, I really like this style of skill-based navigation of a variety of ways to solve problems. Like, I think the core concept of this game is very good. However, I feel as though, for a narrative experience, there has to be a baseline case. There has to be, well, like, perfect example, within the context of the game already. There's, like, a couple of approaches you can take to getting the body down. But, like, if you fail those skill checks, then your option is to go to the dockyard. You don't want to do it, but it is an option you have if all else fails. I do not feel, personally, as though the game currently provides such an option, and doesn't explicitly provide me with a concept of what else I should be doing. Now, granted, I have my journal of, like, random tasks, and I could go deal with them. But we're still in a stage of the game where I don't... Like, in narrative fiction, typically, a story is presented in 3 acts. You don't enter the second act until you understand what story you're in. We're not there yet. We're in the first act. I feel like I need to get the body down and do some degree of analysis upon it before I know what on earth I'm actually doing at all. So doing these other tasks doesn't feel particularly rewarding or helpful. I feel as though the game simply wants me to try, like, insane things, and then when it fails, it goes, look how dumb you are. Which, like, on the one hand, is relatively fair. But, because there's no sane option provided, I don't really know what the alternative is other than save scumming. And I'm at odds with this because, again, I'm not trying to just play this game to save scum it. I'm fine taking risks, but it's irritating that the game is just like, oh, you gotta double down, and then you fail again. It's like, oh, you gotta triple down? Now you have no, like, resource to, like, hit points. And yeah, I agree, Kronos, it doesn't help that we fail every check, and again, I feel like I'm getting some amount unlucky. And, like, yes, okay, I'll grant you, too, that, like, in theory, I'm in a position where I can just, like, absorb racism and become a racist, but, like, my response to that is a hearty, come on, though. Like, that feels like a disingenuous, like, fail state, is to be like, well, you didn't pass any checks, so now you're racist for the rest of the game? A game where you're constantly hearing your own internal running monologue? Like, that, like, I don't want that. That sounds horribly unpleasant. And again, my feeling there is, why is there not at least an ability to attempt some... Like, there's literally a deception skill, isn't there? Or something very close to it. Drama is the one that's close to that? Like, I wouldn't be very likely to pass a drama check, but, like, shouldn't I have an opportunity to just lie and, like, say that I'm doing it? But the fact that it's, like, my understanding of the thought cabinet is that, like, once you finish processing one of these, it's, like, a core part of your person. And, like, maybe that's not true. The game hasn't made it, like, incredibly clear. So, like, it's concerning to me that that's, like, a way that things are presented. And I'm not trying to be overly negative about the game. I'm in a place where I just feel really stuck, and I'm trying to help. Rather than just sit here silently seething, I'm trying to make it clear what I'm feeling and why. Like, I'm not trying to harsh on this game. I want to be very clear about that. But, like, I don't like the situation I find myself in, and I don't feel like I have an alternative. And so I'm in a place where I don't feel great currently. Hey, Angela, welcome. I mean, I guess I'm just, like, gonna go in and, like, talk to people inside? Okay. Nego says, you can always give Kuno the gun and see if he's a good shot. That's true. It's not a counterpoint to my statement that I feel like there should be a reasonable option somewhere. And, like, maybe it exists, but, like, I just have no hint as to what it is, and giving Kuno, perhaps now the second worst character I've ever seen, the gun does not feel like a reasonable course of action, if you understand my meaning. So I guess I'm just gonna converse with everyone inside for a minute. I mean, I could talk to her more. I don't feel like any of these are gonna be helpful. Like, I could clone a bit and point out that she's in a chair, which she obviously knows and makes everyone uncomfortable. But I think I'm deliberately not trying to do that, and I'm not trying to ask her for money even though I could use it. What is this? Bottle of rum has been knocked over. No, I don't want to do electrochemistry. It's like the worst skill. Other than maybe conceptualization. Sleeping dock worker. Man is sleeping at the table wearing mud cake boots and rolled down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines with a tree
On
logo.
the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
So I can wake him up pretty easily because I argued with the guy at the bar and then made a scene earlier. Somehow I feel like I'm still favored to fail this check.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Sir, I need you to wake up. This is an order because I'm the law.
Why the yelling, man?
The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. Honestly, I just wanted to see what would happen if I yelled.
Congratulations. You've seen the future. Now, if you excuse me again, officer.
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this stock worker respects the police. More than they usually do, at least.
Tell me about Wild Pines.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's that going?
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside?
I've almost never been outside of this building.
Good. We're in the middle of a strike down at the harbour, trying to force some sense into the executive board of Wild Pines.
Why am I so wounded? Well, Omered. Apologies. Let me know how to pronounce that. I have tried mostly everything I can think of to get access to the docks, and I've received a considerable amount of damage in the process. Basically, as Kronos is thankfully has my back on, and I do appreciate that, I've managed to fail like every skill check, regardless of whether I have skill points in it or not. I'm assuming you're somewhat familiar with the game. Yeah, Measurehead. I've dealt a lot with Measurehead and some amount with Kuno, and almost every single thing I've attempted, I've failed. So, like, I'm basically dead. It's annoying. I'm a little annoyed right now. Homer.ede? Omer... Eddie? We're in the middle of the strike, right?
I get you some more shut-eye in the mornings. Right to work, right to sleep, I say.
This guy knows what's wrong. Omer. Okay, fair enough, Omer. Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate that. Let's see. There's one other one I wanted to ask him about. What about the dead body?
Yeah, what about it?
Just want to know what you know.
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Someone has to look into it. Looks like I'm that someone.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be cautious here.
I think it's a reasonable point to say that, like, a dead man hanging from a tree, like, probably constitutes the trouble.
They say your guy was a killer. Your tree man. He has friends, same as him, killers. There's only
What was
one
that last
thing
word?
they know well. How to wreak havoc.
Can you provide a source for that?
Everyone. It's a local rumor. You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook.
I think that's where he keeps all his Blue's Clues.
So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even Sleepy Hair. This doesn't help a lot. But
It's definitely something. That is like useful information.
The
I'm gonna
dock
go.
worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table.
Oh, hang on. Is this Hobocop?
Hobocop. Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
So, help me out here. I know there's several people in chat who know more about this game than I do. Is there anything in this game that isn't an extreme of one form or the other? This is suggesting I literally stopped being a cop. I assume that's some amount exaggerated, because the whole case is... well, the whole game is the case, right? What is tear? I don't know what that word is. Cap for shivers raised to 6. Robocop is like Robocop, but they live in a tent by the interstate. I'm not sure if it involves more or less shooting people in the junk, because like the way this game is going, it might honestly be more. Tears bottles. Okay, this is the thing that like I've not even encountered at all in the game entirely, and it's like you do more of it. Okay. It would appear as though I don't have an option to do anything other than accept at this point, so I guess we'll just do that. I can shivers more? That feels really weird. Okay, whatever, that's fine. I don't want to talk to electrochemistry. I don't particularly like electrochemistry. Oh, I see. This door is open now, huh? Dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. And, you know, like chemical pine trees.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
It's so interesting to me, the names of the NPCs. I don't think I pay enough attention to them, but like some of them are like sort of a concept. And like some of them almost sound like a nickname, and then some of them are just like a dude's name. Oh, hey Haggis, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec.
See, now I understand.
It must be his name. Garancy. Garancy Quebec. Sounds representative.
Hello, sir. Do you have time for a few questions?
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Very helpful. Haggis asks, how goes the self-discovery? Did we discover who did the kill? I gotta tell you, Haggis, we have accomplished basically nothing in 2 hours, and I'm honestly a little salty about it. I'm like, listen. Now, I finished a rant, so I'll save you the whole thing. But, like, the cliff notes are, it's nothing against this game. I feel like I want more direction that doesn't require me to do something completely insane to basically start playing this game. The game made sure to let me know I'm racist. Yeah, I mean, God, we're like dangerously close to just I become racist and then like probably hate this game. I don't want to do that. I see you've got some impressive
He
pots there.
smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
Good talk. I'm just gonna go here and talk
You
to the
see
door.
a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I wonder where the door
You
leads.
do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Out of duty, of course. We may find something pertinent to our investigation.
Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation.
Yeah, a side investigation. Wink.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Touch it
The
lovingly.
cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
I can't imagine Gart's gonna talk nice with us, because he isn't and doesn't.
The door does not budge.
Hey, Gart.
Can I help you?
I've seen something here at the Whirling that I need to talk to you about.
Thing.
There's a mysterious blue steel door.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably.
How is a door that no one has a key to that's never been opened not mysterious? I understand him saying he doesn't care about the mystery, but like that's basically textbook definition of mysterious.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk
Yeah,
and
right.
dust.
You never know. Maybe there's half a body in there, like a really weird half a body that's been there for like 6 years or whatever.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I want to say getting this guy riled up actually like helps. I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
I care much more about this than the investigation itself. I saw a sign that said the missile is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
I'm confused by the implication here. Let it go, you're above gratuitous baiting makes it sound like I feel like saying it's a shame you gotta suck up to the Union to stay afloat is closer to like being empathetic than it is like antagonistic. I mean, like, I guess you could say that in like a bad way, but this doesn't feel like baiting. I feel obliged to say it because I want to understand what the game means.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
That's
We should
true.
find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
How do we
don't.
find them?
We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking man. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Weird. I haven't seen any things yet. Let's look at some things. So we have the small half doors you see in old buildings. They're mostly for ironing boards and sundry, but perhaps it's Narnia. Yeah, you never know. Water cooler. It's the menu. Only the word Monday is written on it. But I hate Mondays, like Garfield. Where the lyrics would be. Garfield would hate this discotheque. Very true, Haggis. So, let me get this straight. If I look at this rum or whatever this is, and I, like, don't drink it, can I have the bottle to recycle? Am I understanding this concept correctly? Look at this. I feel like I did, but I must not have. It's been too long trying to read the shirt. Man, I've been streaming backwards for years, Haggis. Also, I didn't read the thing because I was looking at chat. Whoops. Bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Where do we get a bag from?
Hello again, officer. How are things?
I don't think I need directions, because I don't know where I'm going. I can't ask for directions to get to a place I don't know what it is.
I don't need a map to get to Bonetown.
I don't need a map because I don't know where I'm going. What is this?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Why am I looking at this pile of roofing material?
Because it's
I
nice
swear to
and
God.
orderly. Well-laid pallets, easy on the eyes. No, there's more to this. You get this strange feeling.
Go on.
Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones.
I gotta tell you, man. It is really frustrating that I pass, like, no checks in this game. Like, I'm completely fine failing many checks. I've passed, like, 2 checks. I passed, like, 2 checks in, like, the whole game. And one of them was to decide to become racist. Do I just have, like, the worst skill loadout possible? Or am I the unluckiest man ever to live?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in here?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Seems like a reasonable assumption.
Mm-hmm.
How do we
You
get
could
it open?
try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor
Yeah,
carriage.
that's what I
Did
figured.
someone say pry bar?
It's not a pry bar, it's a crowbar. I mean, yeah, but I think this is more appropriate.
Pry bar, pry bar. Your palms yearn its cold touch, to grasp it once more, as you've done so many times.
What? What is this communicating to me? or lieutenant? No, or pry bar. The first one is give it to Kim. The second one is do it myself. This must be the most confusing possible way to make this distinction. Oh, I see. I'm getting confused because physical instrument interrupted. So Kim said we could open it using the pry bar or... And I can just insist to use the pry bar. Like, I still feel like that could be clearer. I mean, we could ask for keys or something, I guess. I mean, I could probably kill myself using the pry bar, right? I feel like I'm just gonna do it.
We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also has information.
Ask the manager? Bullshit. Go straight for the pry bar and pry this baby wide open.
Oh, you have to... Okay, if you don't equip it, the game assumes that you want to open it by hand, which is genuinely insane and insulting. However, it is very funny. -10, tool not equipped. There's still a 3% chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Do you think it's possible that I could kill myself by trying to open this by hand? I feel like that shouldn't be possible. The game has been very quick to dole out damage punishments from my personal experience thus far. But it would be really funny. New save. You can.
This trash
Prove
container is locked. No matter how strong you think you are, this is really not something you should be attempting to do with your bare hands.
Would be really funny to pass that. Tools. Equip. Matter what hand it goes in? I mean, I should go ask him. But I still want it equipped, you see. Why? Why not? Probably thinking of a different check that killed you. I mean, again, my experience anime is like, there seem to be quite a variety of tasks which could fit that description. So I have no difficulty believing that you would mistake that for a different thing. Hey, I saw something.
Great. I love those.
Okay, apparently...
Yes.
Oh, okay, it's outside of that. Is that your trash?
No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
That's obviously what I meant, idiot.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever seen rhetoric come up. Yeah, what's the feeling?
Prod at him and find out.
The first one is not going to yield anything remotely useful. He already doesn't like us, so us declaring that we're going to be a hobo and that we want to eat his garbage is not going to help us in any meaningful way, I'm certain. Yeah, I'll have a philosophical debate with him, though.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
So, does that mean that rhetoric is largely triggered by you having thoughts in your mind palace or whatever the heck it's called, and finding someone who runs contrary to them? That makes a certain amount of sense. Give me your keys.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Goodbye. Janky autosave. In theory, I appreciate the autosave. In practice, it's janky. It might be to do with my computer. I'm honestly not sure. Do I have to equip keys too? That was a little unclear, because there's like a key slot, right? I guess no? Yeah, it's just auto. Okay, it's just there.
This trash container is locked. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
Listen, I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna die.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
It's a weird way of phrasing this. Dig in Hobocop style for extra content. Look under the boxes of carton?
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
He says, I wish I got these messages in real life. Open trash, 10 experience gain. Well, I mean, you're gaining the experience. Just real life doesn't have a system in place to tell you that you've gained the experience. Now, whether that experience accumulates for something good, that remains to be proven by science.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
You know, there's a lot of that going around.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
What a peculiar thing to do. To remove the jeans, which were probably under armor, I'm guessing, and then to put them in the locked proprietary dumpster?
Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna reach for that.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Nice.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
You think someone from this place might be involved?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
I'd rather not talk to those children ever
The
again, frankly.
lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Ooh, a blue shiny
Something
thing.
larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Moist papers.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this
Please,
is.
look. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
There's a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away. Someone from the whirling threw it in the trash? I don't know, I'm boring.
Boring. Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Inventory is the...
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Let's read my notes.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Uh-huh. Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Well, that hurts my feelings.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Browse the white
They're
papers.
not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches
Well, sure.
by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Why are there like 100 documents for this thing we just started investigating? I find this very confusing.
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases. Undertaken, not completed, mind you.
I like that this is very much a task that I should like literally be able to perform, but I've like subcontracted it out to what part of my brain is this? Oh no, just the damaged ledger itself is speaking to me. That's fair. That's fine. Let's see. Naming convention.
Yes, It appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
And they're written in capital letters.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Unsolvable case, that seems like a good place to start.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. You like this grimy murdering, don't you? It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
It seems very helpful for me to just exclaim to Kim that I have some naming convention for my cases. Let's count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Come to
the
me.
tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager.
Cross out the ones I've already finished.
Satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named this case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Furies are at home in the mirror. The Hanged Man has a nice referential simplicity to it.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
And for the first time ever, I've made Kim not actively disappointed in
I'm
it.
going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Kim, all my cases employ naming conventions similar to what we used on ours.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric.
Why
It's
is
a
that?
holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Yikes.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Before I try logic, maybe I browse the yellow papers? I got, like, a circumstance bonus from doing that. Maybe I can improve my odds further?
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Run through them?
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
I have a sneaking suspicion that one of the ways I can acquire enough money to stay in the hotel is to just find someone. Station
These
call.
are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Cool. And field
A
autopsy?
dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs, color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Okay, that's enough of that physical
Yes,
instrument.
all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better.
Hey, cool, I healed the hit point.
Stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
I'm gonna try to read it.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
I was genuinely so surprised by passing a skill check that I gasped out loud unintentionally. I wasn't extremely likely to pass that, in fairness, but cool, somehow I succeeded at a logic check. I rolled pretty high there. HDB41, weren't those officer precinct? Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, we're 41st precinct. Then, I mean, that last bit sounds like probably like the time that we got to the scene, 1700. I don't really know what the date convention looks like in this world, but we have 1201. That could be something akin to December 1st, but I don't think that's what's going on.
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Those aren't my initials. I'm not feeling them.
Feeling isn't really the jurisdiction we're in right now.
I do suppose I'm speaking to literal logic personified.
Probably for the best, because HDB feels like bad news from yesteryear. Like shit, honcho.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Half an hour? I mean, this is not like a background thing I can put in the thought cabinet, right? Like, I'll just burn half an hour, is my guess. Like, maybe it's a thought cabinet thing, but, like, to say that it takes half an hour to read something feels different than to require half an hour to pass. You know what I mean? I don't know what good could come from this. I have this weird intuition that if I read the couch in an unexpected location, maybe it'll help me figure out how to get on the roof, which again is apparently what I'm trying to do, and I still have no clear sense of what that means or how to do it. So let's just try this as like an academic exercise.
Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
They did not actually look cool.
Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst.
Right?
So anyway, You got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it is. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved.
Did I ever, like, catch those guys?
No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next?
This is a way to advance time. Okay, that's good to know. I really kind of just wanted to read that one because I thought maybe it would give me some, like, circumstance bonus to, like, looking at the roof. I don't know, man. I'm desperate here.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Smell it.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Okay. Man, do I still not have any idea what on earth I'm doing? I'm pretty close to getting a 3rd skill point. I still don't really know what to do with them. I only put it in physical instrument because it seemed like the only thing to do was to, like, fight that guy. Oh, God. I mean, I could put a skill... What is this? Perception? Or the equivalent of perception?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material.
I suppose the real way to do this is look at the journal map. Are some of them highlighted in white? That have done something to make them possible again? Or are those ones white checks? Anyway, perception. Yeah. So I could put a point in perception and try to do that again. How important do I feel like perception is? I mean, generally, in a game like this, I would probably rank perception pretty high. But, like, I also don't know what I expect to find out about it. I mean, I assume that passing a perception check will let me, like, venture into this, like, collapsed building, which I think will take me where I want to go. I don't know. I mean, I'm literally holding a crowbar. It appears that this is just like some planks stapled onto the building.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
I'm really tempted to do this. Chat, how stupid is it of me to consider doing this? I don't think any of the other locked checks are, like, all that interesting to me right now. Do visual calculus. God, if I put another point into empathy, I could understand Kuno, maybe. This is not a bad idea. Alright, let's do it then. My instinct says perception is generally useful, and this sort of leads where I want to go, so let's try it. Perception at 3. Yeah, alright. So do it. So...
An inconspicuous pile of the... Because it's
I
nice
swear
and
to God.
Well-laid pallets. Easy on the eyes.
I lose every coin flip in this game! I lose every coin flip in this whole game! I don't... I'm very frustrated.
It reveals no secrets at this...
Can you say something to recontextualize this and make it so I can do it? Everybody look away for a second. Hey, everyone, just, like, don't pay attention for, like, just now. Just, no, it's fine. Just, like, give me, like, another, like, 15, 20 Oh, hey, look, we're back. I don't actually think the mic picks that up. Fucking all of what I assume is story behind difficult locks does not seem like good game design. I mean, like, based on the experience I'm having, I'm inclined to agree with that Castle Arc. I'm really trying not to let my specific experience cloud my feelings about the game at large. It's entirely possible that this isn't as important to progressing as I'm hoping that it is. But like again, and I don't want to harp on it, but like I feel like the option should be something roughly like there's some like broadly physical task you could attempt to do, or there's like a broadly intellectual task you could do. But since there's like variance and randomization involved with that, so even if you have a lot of skill points in them, you could still technically fail something you're good at, which I'm fine with. But then I still feel like there should be some third option that's like, well, I'll just do whatever is most obvious and we can continue the story. Like, that in and of itself isn't interesting, but it helps to make sure that the game can keep progressing. And I honest to God feel like I've made no progress this entire stream. And some of that is probably my choices, but like, it feels like I'm being really hamstrung here in a way that's like not particularly fun. Hey, let's look at this thing again.
Pile, because
I swear to God. At this point, I have no shame. Just give me a break, you know? Just...
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing because it's nice and orderly. Well,
someone should keep track of this. You know, I appreciate that insight, Haggis. I know you mentioned something about this last week. The scent of safe scumming will wash right off your hands with the garbage stink. Do not worry. I honestly appreciate you saying that. Just nobody pay attention until I say the code word, which is bazooka. Why is it bazooka? It's literally the first word that came to mind. You know what? You know what it is probably? All the save files are now dated April 1st, and so the game is now just clowning on me. I think that must be it.
An inconspicuous pile of the roof because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets. Easy on the eyes.
Oh, I feel like I should be mad, but I'm so defeated that this is honestly, like, vindicating in a weird way. Okay. Just, like, real quick. Like, at this point, I truly, honestly have no objective sense of whether I'm being reasonable or not, but, like, this is just what I'm doing now. Like, your mileage may vary, but this is what I am doing now. And like, listen, like, I'm trying to do this as fairly as I feel like I can manage. I kept all the damage that I took from those interactions with Measurehead, right? Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, cheat exactly. I'm just trying to find, like, a reasonable path through the story.
An inconspicuous pile of...
Okay, that's fine. That's acceptable, yeah. It's 4 now, right, Anime? That's 4, yeah. Just, you know, casual. Like, I'm telling you, I'm really good at losing coin flips. Like, I said it a lot, and in, you know, granted a variety of different ways, but I naturally am quite good at losing coin flips.
Because it's nice
That's
and orderly.
5? Sure. I mean, why wouldn't it be 5 of them? I mean, 5 is the loneliest number, right? Is that how the lyric goes? Again, I have no sense of objectively how reasonable or unreasonable I'm being, but I also have no sense of whether people are just screaming at me silently now. Whether lurkers in chat or people in the future, I have no concept of how people might respond to this. Losing coin flips is definitely my superpower. I'm like one of those horrible, like, X-Men. No, you know what I am? You ever see the movie Mystery Men? Great movie, as far as I remember. I have no idea if it holds up. It's been a minute. There's, like, a whole montage where, like, it's a world with superheroes, and these, like, pretty, like, C-list superheroes are, like, trying to assemble a team to take on, like, this legitimate supervillain. And so they hold these, like, tryouts, and, like, most of the people they find are, like, absurdly bad. The Ben Stiller movie? Yeah! And I agree, Demolition, like, I loved it. Like, I'm a huge fan of that movie. I haven't seen it in a while. Now that we're talking about it, I'm like, I should watch it again. We're dedicated to winning the flip. Good. I appreciate the okay. Let's win the flip.
Pile, because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eden.
Bazooka!
That's why they're too orderly.
And it was only the second try.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Here's like the thing. Now, again, at this moment, I don't know if this is supposed to be like some secret like bonus, like, oh man, like this is like the best way to do it, like woo-wee. But like, to look at that thing, it feels weird that that's a perception check of any considerable difficulty. Like, it looks like that thing comes right off. And it comes off even easier than it looks like it would.
What is this, then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
I'm afraid to speculate what might be in here after all that effort. Okay, new things to look at. And a ladder, which I think is what I actually wanted. Empty tube of magnesolum? It's like magnesium, but it's pronounced differently? Oh, hang on. There's yellow powder. I bet it's electrochemistry.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
I respect the inclusion of electrochemistry in this game. This is surely for someone. I really don't like this game.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
If I could put negative points in this to get just a single point back, that would be great. Oh my god. Like, listen. You do you. I'm gonna be drug narc in this game for sure. I guess it's the trouble with noticing something your protagonist doesn't is the same as when my D&D players roll insight, roll low, and have to accept the kindly old man wants to do no harm. Yeah, that's a reasonable point. Like, it's a problem that's existed for some time, and it's tough. I mean, I think the conceit of that in D&D, I don't know if it's explicit or just a suggested thing I've heard a lot, but, like, in those cases, you're supposed to make the roll, like, secretly, or, again, so I've heard it suggested. And so that way, like, you know that they've failed. The players don't know that they've failed. And, like, there are things in this game that seem to function that way. But, like, this isn't one of them, and it feels weird. Kessler says I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines. Is there a good week to quit?
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
I mean, to look at it, I feel like I would not make that assumption. However, like, it's the only thing I have left. It just says, get out of the way or get messed up. Curated pig's head. Looks mummified. Cool, 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 cool. Start of Lent is a good week to quit. I get you could make that argument. That's somewhat reasonable. Ooh, what's this? Can I have it? Where am I going? I just want the jacket coat? Hello? Wow, I made one click and I'm doing a lot of walking.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
It's a little odd to me that some of these... Yeah, pathfinding, right? Like, that was wild. It's a little weird to me that, like, some of these things are just, like... I feel like this should be... I feel like there should be, like, not necessarily a skill. And I guess I would almost categorize it as perception, which, of course, is a skill. Maybe just, like, blanket observation? Just, like, something that's, like, a narrator of, like, literally the world as your senses pick it up, without the overlay that the various skills provide. Like, it feels weird to me that the cloak is saying this when it's observing itself.
Man down. A trooper has been left behind the enemy lines. You could swear it's more of an instinct than anything else, but you know it's a cop's cloak.
Well, my options seem to be get really excited about it or not deal with it. I want the cloak, so it's the first one.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
You know, I want to be mad, but I obviously can't.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field.
Oh no. That doesn't seem right. That's right, I'm wearing something that reduces my savoir-faire from the lowest possible thing I could invest points into it to literally 0. Look around.
The wind is aggressive up here.
I think we might die, yeah.
Looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
I would like to let him have his moment of wonder. I want to ponder my situation.
His eyes trace the crane's contour, as if trying to memorize its majestic shape. Then he notices your gaze.
Yes. We were in the middle of something. Your cloak.
Yeah, my cloak. I feel like I should save before doing this, but I guess we saved relatively recently. I mean, the problem is, I think we might literally die. And also, we haven't saved since passing that relatively easy check. Here's what I failed to... I mean, I guess the implication is, like, if I fail the savoir-faire check, then I just literally, like, break my neck. It's, like, not a huge drop, but I just drop in such a way I, like, die. Yeah, I'm not shocked. It would have been really gratifying for that to work.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here.
Why is the text of the results of that check way different from the narration? Like, not a little different, like, way different. Oh, hang on. My morale's at 0. Did I die?
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness.
I'm gonna be honest.
The noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now.
I really assumed that was gonna be physical damage. Yeah, like I'm confused about that too, Haggis. Like, the check is, can you make the jump? But like, it's not like a jump. You don't need skill so much as like patience and a little balance. You just sort of like lower yourself from the one ledge like a few feet down, but I seem to have died to sanity damage.
you're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Well, none of these are very promising. No one even likes cops.
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outright hatred.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. "It's because the Furrows lost that match," said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. "It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while," Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Matt Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, "Whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all."
On some level, I appreciate that. Oh, we got an autosave. What is this Kuno's shack? So, am I to believe that if I had passed my empathy check, I might have been able to just ask him how to get up there? But that would mean talking to Kuno, and that's obviously inherently problematic. Like, again, and like this, I'm willing to accept blame on this, but like, in a game like this, I feel like, how do I even put this? Like, Kuno is horrible. I think we can agree on that. I feel like I should have some agency over how much I have to talk to Kuno because of how, like, blatantly and openly horrible and hostile they've made him. Like, I'm accustomed to playing games where you have to, like, deal with a somewhat unpleasant character on their terms to advance the story. Like, there's some amount of that in a high percentage of point-and-click adventure games, which are kind of classically my jam. But, like, I feel like there's a point where there's, like, a breaking point for me where it's like, if there's any way I cannot talk to someone who just keeps saying, like, slurs that the game lightly censors, like, I'm gonna try and take that opportunity. Now, if that's meant to be a reasonable path forward for me, like, I object to that on something of a personal level, I guess, is my minimum. Let's see. Probably don't want to go, like, too much longer, because I gotta be up early tomorrow. We got our bonus stream. Yeah, I mean, that's my impression, too, Anime. Most of the characters we've encountered in this area seem just, like, really horrible. And, like, there's some amount of that could be fun, but, like, when they pose such, like, huge roadblocks to, like, getting out of the part of the game where everyone's unpleasant, it's a little demoralizing. So I can't view these from up here. I can view that one from up here. So those seem like if I don't automatically pathfind up there by clicking the code, I could check some of this stuff. Like, none of it seems particularly helpful. Oh, hang on. Can I have this bottle? Is this money? Oh, hang on. Bucket? What is this? I don't know what... They got a postcard. Can I... Is it an interactable? Can I read the postcard? Postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Quarter. 13-story buildings line the hillside like sarcophagi, and ominous fog already rising from behind. These are the last boom years. In 39, the project fails catastrophically, leaving behind an opiate and hepatitis B-infested slum. Fun, very fun. So there's, like, probably not anything else over in this corner, I'm assuming. Again, the game has sort of led me to believe that I can, like, pick up bottles, but I've seen a couple and I can't pick them up. I guess at some point it did mention something about requiring a bag. Can sell postcards? That feels like a weird thing, but I guess that explains why it has some value in my inventory. What's in the box? What is this? Guess I'll just use that. I don't know what that is, but I just snorted it. It's fine. Hey, some loose money. I'm gonna pay off that debt in no time. I could just... Can I just go through this door? Is that how this is meant to work? No, this is... Wait, this is an up-only door? Is that supposed to be my takeaway from this? That cannot be right. I'm loath to admit that could possibly be right. How would that... No, the implication must be that even though this very much looks like the door probably leads to a very small staircase that leads up to here, it must mean to imply to me that this door goes, like, inside and to an area that's different from where I'm at. I'm struggling a bit to understand the construction of this. We are directly above the place we want to get into. Okay, I'm uncharacteristically going to call upon spoiler knowledge from chat here. And I'm going to be very specific about this to the best of my ability. Am I correct in my understanding that the three ways forward to me are thus: that I can attempt to physically overpower Measurehead, that I can become racist, or that I can pass this virtually impossible savoir-faire check to not do either of those two things established hours ago. Is that correct? Yes or no? No. Okay. Well, then I guess that I just regrettably find myself in a position where, like, yet again, I feel like the game hasn't really provided me with clarity on what that means. I mean, I genuinely, like, what would I do now? What would be the thing that I do next, of all the possible things? Journal map. Those on white are available to try now. Okay, trash container is available to try because I equipped the crowbar. That's not super relevant. What did I do to change mirror? I have initials? Is that even what that check was? We check our journal. We're checking the journal now. We want to check for tasks? Briefly, find the armor. We're not close to doing that at all. Get the body down. Ostensibly what we've been trying to do the entire stream. Pay for damages. No. Track down badge. Don't think we're close. Victim's tattoos. I have, like, a slim possibility of getting some information, I think, from the shouting scab guy. Figure out who made the call. No, I don't think so. Getting the hangman's boots. No, that specifically requires me to get the body down. Track down gun, feels like a no. Become racist, really trying to avoid that. Explore the secret passages. Is that possible? Actually, I would like to try one thing that I don't think will work. Find out who's in the union box. That's like a later task. Yeah, just like wait for important people to show up. And who put clothes in the trash? Oh, that's true. I didn't ask him that. Okay, let's go in and do a couple things, and then I'm probably gonna wrap this up. Can I pathfind all the way out of there? No. Okay. Receive. Scoot quickly. I'm hoping at some point I'm afforded some opportunity to sleep and recover some additional damage. Oh, there's like a new person here. I think. I'm pretty sure he wasn't here before. I feel like I would remember that. Spend money to make money. Good talk. So let's ask about... Oh, hang on, what's happening
You
here?
should totally sing karaoke here. The first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
It is true that my soul is
Utterly.
immense.
And it needs to be heard through a PA system.
I agree
by
with
the
this.
people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself.
Well, hang on. What does that sound like to you, Half-Light? What should I sing?
You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
I feel like I'm fine with
Serves
that.
them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic song. Who's laughing now? No one.
It's true, it's a
You
sad
have to find
song.
something tragic to sing first, though. You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there.
Is it
It'll
possible
come
to...
you. No. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the
Okay.
sad song. It's profound. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
Don't know how to do that, but I want to.
Can I help you?
Yeah, you can have your key back, I guess.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
Found the victim's clothes?
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Could someone else have done it?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Well, but then who has keys to the trash
The
container?
trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container, despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
I won't bother accusing him.
Yes.
I don't think he actually did it. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. He seemed really mad about the fact we didn't do anything with the body. It seems like he wouldn't have done anything himself. Unless he thought he could get it down. I don't know. Oh, by the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Sounds good. Use this crowbar I'm holding to open the mysterious blue door.
You see a heavy steel door with...
Okay, it appears I cannot. Which is not terribly surprising, but it felt like a thing that I should check. Wait, what was that thought? Okay, good to know that apparently interacting with something can make floating thought go away and not necessarily come back. And one last thing to try. I guess we could try that white check in the mirror. Don't entirely remember what it is. Tries not to look at your broken down bathroom
Kim
door.
also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
This is where the magic happens.
And by that you mean crimes against humanity?
Nah, I meant disco.
I know what you meant.
Looks towards the exit longingly. What is this? Cool. Maybe I can sell that.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
That's weird. So electrochemistry is to stop the expression from happening. I'm not interested in that. I thought this would be something else, because I didn't remember specifically what it was. However, I can apparently use interfacing and the chain cutters to try and fix the faucet. Okay, can I just say, this is a personal gripe for sure. I find this kind of annoying. That, like, I obviously have the tool in my person, the game acknowledges I have the tool in my person, but it's like, yeah, like, you will fail the check, idiot, because you're not holding the tool. Like, I mean, you understand what I'm suggesting, though, right? That's like a thing that will definitely break the sink. I mean, it does sound like that. And while this isn't of any particular consequence, just gonna, you know, just real quick.
A mirror hangs on the
I
bathroom
didn't
wall.
equip it. Oop. Tools. Put this in right hand. Undo this.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Yeah.
The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
That's fair enough.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Hello, it's me, Big Vasco. What, like, I hope I've managed to convey my thoughts clearly here. Because I am frustrated. I genuinely don't think that the game is, like, bad for the issues I'm having. I'm definitely annoyed at how frequently and reliably I'm able to miss, like, every skill check. Again, I feel like I wish that there was just, like, a definite path forward to some extent. Like, there's certain things in the game that probably don't need to have such a path, but, like, I seem to be, like, unable to progress the game, which is a little rough. In no way am I, like, off the concept of trying to continue exploring this game. I'm trying to avoid leading on spoiler information from chat, which people mostly be pretty good about, like, bouncing. I trust everyone. And I appreciate your insight there, Haggis. You feel like it is meant to convey, like, a certain worldview, and that makes sense to an extent, for sure. Again, I just feel like if there's a story, and I guess part of the trick too is that this game, I believe, is meant to have sort of like a branching nature to it, in that like there isn't necessarily one story that's meant to be experienced by everyone. I don't know exactly how deep that runs, if it's just like there are a plethora of different ways to experience the game that like really don't involve investigating this mystery that is like ostensibly at the heart of it. Like that may well be true, and like maybe I just haven't quite found like the next step in that journey, if it is not my lot in life to get the body down from the tree. The thing that makes it feel frustrating, though, is like I don't feel as though the world is open enough that I have the sensation that just like, screw it. Like, I'll go open my own casino, right? Like, I'll go figure out my own thing to do. Like, there doesn't seem to be that many places I can go. And, like, there are definitely some things I haven't explored in depth, and there may be more there. And maybe that's just the next thing I have to do. But, like, again, I just feel kind of, like, aimless in a way that's frustrating. It's not that I need it to be easy. It's just that I don't really feel like I have a clear sense of what my alternatives are, given that I don't particularly like the options of save scumming, beating that guy up eternally, or becoming a racist. So I don't know. Honestly, I probably just need some more time with it, but like I am a little frustrated is all. Hopefully that doesn't ruin your enjoyment of it. I think the plan is for us to play more of this next Friday during the one stream that I'll be doing next weekend. And as a reminder for anyone who may have come in late, I'm going to do a bonus stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. We're going to be playing some Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire. But it's gonna be a unique experience. So, you know, if you're up at that time or you're interested, come join for that. I'm gonna quit the game because the music is needlessly loud. There's no middle ground between like extremely ambient and like it is the only thing I can think about is the music. All I'll say about the plan for tomorrow is I put a lot of work into it. I honestly have no idea if anyone will like it, but at this point, I just have to do it. But yeah, next weekend, only streaming Friday. I think the plan is for it to be Disco Elysium. I haven't checked the poll in a number of hours, but I put up a thing. If people strongly take a turn and want to focus more on Murder by Numbers, that'll be it. But I think it's going to be Disco Elysium again next Friday. Not streaming next Saturday because of the Easter holiday, and then after that, I think it's back to regular schedule for the foreseeable future. Hoping to finish one of these games, most likely Murder by Numbers, in time for at least one of the summer releases I'm interested in checking out. But yeah, I think that wraps up all the important thoughts for now. Do want to get a relatively early conclusion to the stream because it's going to be a quick turnaround for me to stream tomorrow, and it's gonna be a time. But yeah, so I'm gonna have some more of this juice apple here. I'm gonna let all y'all who are still here have a chance to try and locate the secret Squirtle. Somewhere on the couch behind me, I have hidden a Squirtle. If you're able to find that Squirtle, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. And one last thing to keep in mind is that if you can see a Squirtle, like this homemade one here, courtesy of Sarah Rocks Aqua in chat, that one's not a secret because you can see him. He's right there. Don't be silly. It's not a secret. I mean, just to put a footnote on the earlier discussion, I think we may just be early enough in the game, too, that I don't quite have a sense of what kind of game this is. Typically, narrative and puzzle games both have a tendency to have a certain you could almost call it like a code. It's sort of like a language of its own, of like a certain way it wants you to go about thinking about things. And I honestly still don't have very much experience in the game, so like it may be a function of that as well. Again, I'm really not trying to be like, oh, like stupid game, but like, you know, it's been a little rough. That's all. The Concerned Loaf. It's been a minute since Concerned Loaf has like hung out on the couch. I felt bad. Had to put him out there. I know he's sneaking, but you see him. You see him. Got a couple guesses by the Donut Dragon in our dinosaur basket, who was around yesterday. I've been gradually adding Easter baskets as we approach Easter. Yeah, I have plush Easter baskets. Get dunked on. I don't know what you want to know. Under Octohat. Good, great. Let's check them out. Let's see what we can find. Ow, legs, pain. Let's start up here. Octohat. If you can't tell just by looking at the fellow, this guy can also be a hat. Hence the name. Now, there is something hiding here. Unfortunately, it's not a Squirtle. It is my pal Tiny Lorenzo. He's the little one. Look at his tiny feet. Goodness, they're so good. I love this little guy. Not a Squirtle, but I mean, come on. Can't go wrong with that. Guest in our dinosaur basket. It's a orange Triceratops, pretty good, being guarded by our pterodactyl friend Shanty. And inside there, why, it's yet another dinosaur. It's Charlotte Brontosaurus, as I like to call her. But unfortunately, not the Squirtle that we see. Could the Squirtle be with our donut friend, as a few have guessed? Well, not so much, but does have a donut friend of her own. It's Donut Cat, who also hasn't been on the couch in a minute. Actually, Donut Cat, I think, was an Easter gift from my mom last year. It was in my basket, and it was great. It's very cute. I like Donut Cat. But again, as great as Donut Cat is, it's not the Squirtle we've been looking for. Now, very good guess. Perhaps Squirtle was hiding behind our Concerned Loaf. Look at him. He's so troubled, just like me. But, unfortunately, nothing hiding back there at all. In fact, I wasn't sure anyone would notice him there. That's all the guesses I saw. So, I will reveal to you that the location of the secret Squirtle was, in fact, behind my Colossum son, Carlos. Such good friends. Look at him, he's Colossum. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. Sorry if I was a downer at all. Like, I'm really not trying to harsh on things. I'm just trying to figure out, honestly, just literally how to get through the game. And we will get there, possibly starting next week. But again, we got a bonus stream tomorrow. We don't normally stream on Sundays, but we will be streaming tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. Next Friday, the usual time, and then the following weekend should be back to normal for a good while there. But yeah. In the meantime, thanks for being here, thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. And whether that's tomorrow, or next Friday, or sometime beyond, remember to take care of yourselves, and that you are Colossum.